good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Cleveland Browns and the Washington Commanders. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now try to pick it up on 3rd. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. Down inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
Yeah, they can talk all they want about putting the loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that to bed, and this is what they said all week long. A lot of things they needed to do differently. Whatever they said appears to have worked. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Back to throw, Watson. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And they work this well upfield across the 45. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Room here to run. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Touchdown, Browns! Amari Cooper. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Browns respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Point after, up and good. And we are tied at 7.
That ties the game at 7.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. On the move to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And again, Watson to keep it. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper. Here's Chubb on the read option. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Watson off play action. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll be brought down at the 27. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And this time they were ready for him as they stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Here's Chubb on the read option. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. These two teams all tied after 1. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only did they drop it, looked like an interception in the end zone, that blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that is incomplete.
defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
And his kick is indeed good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And
anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of the tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be ridden out of bounds all the way down at the 15-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. 45 yards on the ground. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Commanders have retaken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10.
Commanders 14, Browns 10.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down. This shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes it a 21-10 game. they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Brownsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something.
Heads up. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. 1st and 10 here, and if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Watson going to keep it again. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper, and it's 2nd and 1. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll try the air now with Watson. His throw is going to be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Watson now to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. To throw again on second down. Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The extra point up and good. And it's now 21-17. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. One last shot before the break. Howell. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here is starting with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Jamin Davis. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denied 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Running for it, here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And some room to roam now. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And Chubb will try the middle here. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 94 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Yeah, the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal as some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line, knocking on the door.
Some good, strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Chubb. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Definitely not how you want to start things on first down, and you don't want to panic. A field goal could get you closer, but you have to think to yourself, we even get another shot. At this point, to me, the thinking has to be touchdown or bust.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up third.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either call pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll find Schwartz complete right side. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing here, Howell. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Oh, he bowls over it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Howell to the air on 1st and 10. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Gibson here running out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Browns are right back in this football game.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. Well, that's what he can do when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Daron Payne able to record his 5th sack of the season. The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, in Foxborough, they're in the 4th quarter. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 15 yards to pick up. First down, Washington. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On first down, right back to Gibson. And he stopped immediately there. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
That'll give them 8 that time. And now 1 yard to go on third down. They'll run with Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. So here we go, 4th down, Howell. Thomas brings it in. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. That one looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are right back in this football game. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here. He's got room past the 30, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Watson. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead, and also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
So the inability there to get the two-point conversion sort of leaves the door at least a little bit more ajar.
And puts the onus now on the kickoff team and the defense to make sure they don't give up a big play that puts them in position to lose.
Especially on this kickoff. Got to be careful. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now?
and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Well, do you want to unpack that one, or do you want me to?
You're the boss.
We get the interception, then really he's just too loose with the football on the return, and he coughs it right back up the other way.
I've seen this happen in an NFL game, and boy, did it cost someone. San Francisco at Atlanta a few seasons ago. Atlanta throws the interception. San Francisco runs it back. Game is salted away. Fumbles on the return. Atlanta gets it back, drives down, kicks the game-winning field goal.
How about that? And a crazy situation we just saw there. Throwing now, Watson. That is caught inside the 5. And the Browns are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Cleveland, they avoid that 10th loss and move to 7-9 on the year.